machine didn't work, so I'm gonna have to make a copy of this for you. No, it's my stuff that but I'll make sure you get a copy, okay? And then the mask,
Testing, testing,
yeah, I don't know
testing, testing.
Mass gathering
an ordinance,
an ordinance already.
right?
Mr. Gilbert,
Yes, on 2017. Oh, gotcha.
The time is now 6:12. The regular meeting of the Prairie View City Council shall come to order. Madam Secretary, can you please certify the quorum?
Yes, Councilmember Manuel,
present.
Councilmember Reed,
Present.
Councilmember James,
Present.
Councilmember Williams,
Here.
Councilmember Doucette. A quorum is present.
Thank you. We will now go to our invocation. Would anyone like to lead us in our invocation?
Yes, I will.
Councilmember Manuel.
Holy Spirit, you are welcome in this place. Oh, Father God, we just thank you for this meeting. Lord, we want to pray for each individual, and we ask, Lord, that you conduct this meeting in the manner that you see fit. But Lord, we just know that you know everything that's going on, Lord, and you're not the author of confusion. And we bind the adversary. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen and amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. We will now move on to our public comment portion of our agenda. Just a reminder that council is here to entertain the public and listen to the comments. However, council cannot respond. However, we can direct it to an administrative action or to a next agenda item to be presented. We will now go with Mr. Kevin Storr.
Good evening.
That land had to be rezoned for mixed use. We were notified about maybe a month and a half ago that apparently one of the parcels was not properly zoned for mixed use. It's still listed in the system as agricultural use. However, the taxes have been paid for mixed use. This came about, we were notified by TxDOT, and so we had a meeting. We did attend a meeting with planning and zoning where they acknowledged that there would be the appropriate change being made and that it would have to come, I guess, to the city council for that to be taken care of. And so it's for parcel 7273. I have some documentation here, and that's the purpose of my speech.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. will now go to Mr. David Allen.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I stand before you this evening, about 7 years or so ago, we passed a $280 million Waller County mobility bond. And I know in a couple of recent meetings, the council was addressing interlocal agreements regarding these same streets. What I'm not clear on is, I'm not sure if council has seen those documents. The mobility bond that we passed, I think it's about $8 million on the streets in Prairie View. Well, council needs to see that because we're paying for it. It passed. And also what streets. If I passed out to council and mayor and city attorney, interim city manager, on page 1, it states Flukinger Road. If you look up Flukinger Road, the road and the adjacent softball field are in Waller County. They're not in the city limits. I remember because I was cutting grass along Owens Road, and I barely went up there just to aesthetics, but that is not in the city, but it's in the city's bond portion. That needs to be addressed, and you need to explain that to us, because if we're not really benefiting, if you will, from the street and the ball field, then why are we paying to have that particular street done? So I asked council to get those documents. And if you look at the official city zoning and the Prairie View Code of Ordinances, that's where this information, along with Waller County GIS Experience Portal, the city limits, the park and road are located just outside the boundary of Prairie View in unincorporated Waller County. So we need you to take a look at that. If you turn to page 2 of that document, it goes into the key street and road projects. It shows Cochran Road from Old Highway 90 south to Brumlow Road. It says Flukinger Road, you know, again, designated upgrades between Owens and Cameron Road. Cameron Road is not in the city of Prairie View as well. We went through that with the building, when Cameron Road Bridge went out. There was a lot of back and forth, and long story short, I was able to share documents, and Councilwoman Williams was around then, that that bridge and Cameron Road was not ours. So while we, again, doing Flukinger up to Cameron, Owens Road spanning from University Drive East to Briar Meadow Drive. So that's gonna be nice, as well as Richards Road. It says connectivity improvements from US Business to US 290. Something else shared says from Wyatt Chapel to US 290. So it may be covered, but again, that's council's job to make sure that half of Richards Road is not done.
Mr. Allen, your time is up. Council is there.
I'd like to give David Allen an additional 2 minutes.
Who should be fine? Thank you, sir.
It's been probably moved in second. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed have the same right. Mr. Allen, you have 2 additional minutes.
Thank you, sir. If you go to the next page, and I shared it with residents and those in attendance as well, you'll see this comes off of the Waller County website. So it says the projects are supposed to take place and start in 2027. In a week, we'll be in September of 2026. When are you gonna tell the people that their roads are gonna be torn up and there's gonna be a whole lot of work, and some of them are going from 2 to 4 lanes, so there's gonna be some acquiring of land? Y'all need to get the Waller County engineer here
Gotcha.
to explain when and how these things are being done, when are residents being contacted, because this is major. It's good, but it's not a gift. We're paying for it, $8 million worth. But we wanna make sure that we keep our people informed. We need town hall meetings and making them aware of this widening, and, I mean, how some of them get to and from their houses. That's what the engineer can share with you, because that's what you're required to share when people ask you questions. You want to have those type of answers. So I just wanted to put that in front of, and if you go, you'll see the Richards Road, the Owens, and again, this Flukinger thing bothers me, because we went through this during my time as mayor, Flukinger and Cameron Road. And I actually took a map. Matter of fact, it's a big map here, somewhere, Mayor, that shows that boundary with Cameron Road is not in the city of Prairie View. It was taken out, I don't know, maybe about 30 years ago, but you got the map. I thank you all for your time, and I look forward to when you get back with us and have somebody here to explain, you know, what's going on, when, how it's gonna happen, because people need and deserve that. I'm sure they're doing it in the county. We need to make sure the county does it in the city, since we're working together on that with interlocal stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. We will now move on to Mr. Alfred Johnson.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I'm gonna do a little different citizen comment. I want to first start off by thanking Ms. Jeffries, not welcome Ms. Jeffries as City Secretary. I think she's a extraordinary pick. You know, she's always been nice and kind, and you know, she listens. You know what I mean? And I think you guys did a good job with picking her. Next, I want to talk about the mass gathering issue that's on the agenda tonight. I don't know what it says. I came to City Hall today and asked for a copy of it, and it wasn't afforded to me. So I would like you guys to try to be a little bit more transparent, especially when you're talking about making ordinances that affects the citizens. You know what I'm saying? So we should at least have an opportunity to see those ordinances, especially when we come up here and ask for them. I got I got a conversation today that the property that I lease is not being included in having events there, and I do want to understand that why. But I'm gonna move on. A lot of people may think that the mayor election is one of the most important elections in Prairie View. It is not. The next city council election that's coming up is actually electing 3 city council people at one time. And by electing 3 city council people at one time, that means those 3 city council men and women have the opportunity to change Prairie View on that time. So I'm making sure that I'm doing everything that I can to try and get some city council men and women that's gonna be fearless, that's gonna hold city council accountable, that's going to do investigations when necessary, that's going to actually make it happen. And not picking on you, Mayor, but I'm gonna use you as an example, right? Can you imagine a city council after the invocation move to shut the meeting down if the agenda items are not on the agenda? Can you imagine a city council that says, we're going to table every one of your agenda items, and you can't do nothing about it? So when you look at it, city council runs this city outside of the city manager. So when you get a fearless city council up there on that diocese, this city will change. So I am truly pushing for this election to get some fearless city council men and women up there. And not talking about anybody up there right now, but we need some fearless.
Mr. Johnson, your time's up.
Mayor.
Councilors.
I like to give him,
Councilman Doucette.
I move to give Mr. Johnson 2 more minutes.
second.
It's been properly moved in second in your readiness. Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Mr. Johnson, 2 additional minutes.
Thank you, Councilman Doucette. But again, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but you guys really need to understand that this election can change Prairie View. This election, because all it takes is 3 votes. That's all it takes is 3 votes. And right now, I'm a person that's always outside and I talk to people. The city of Prairie View is not happy. They're not happy right now. So I'm one that's working with folks to see 3 people get up there on their council that's gonna make it happen for this city. And don't be afraid to do it. Thank y'all.
Johnson. We will now move on to Ms. Marie Herndon. Ms. Herndon, can you cut your microphone on? Right there, just hit the button. Yes, ma'am.
And all present. I have three agenda items that I'd like to quickly discuss. I'll start with agenda item number 2, discuss, consider, and take action on Planning and Zoning Commission recommendations. Now, it's been my experience that these agenda items are supposed to be a little more specific than this. And just in case, just in case you are anticipating discussing the lot on Lawson and Owens, which is property ID 15772. I've already spoken to this body regarding that. It has been to Planning and Zoning. They recommended that it remain R1. I'm asking you to please take that into consideration and leave it as R1. Before 1963, we all lived on campus. All the faculty and staff lived on campus. 1963, the university decided to get out of the housing business. And that's when my dad built the triplex where I now live. And other people came into the area building homes, and there were some apartments also built, but only faculty and staff. There were no students lived off campus at that time. So we had a mix that was ideally situated for how we wanted our community to look. We don't need people coming in here from out of town after we decide how we want our community to look. Just disregarding the integrity, the historical value, just like on the national level. We don't need our history continually erased. Like I said, Dr. Woolfolk lived there, who is a well-known historian. Ms. Woods, everybody's first grade teacher. Mr. Mosley, who was registrar, and I could go on and on and on. And we want that area preserved. We know the integrity of our community. We can't go off into their community just saying, ooh, I think I want to change it. We can't do that. We're the ones who are here paying the taxes. So please keep that in consideration if that is one of the ones on here, but since it was not mentioned specifically, I just want to make sure it is covered. The next one was the Public Information Act. I think that's number 1. The Public Information Act, all of the residents are entitled to information in the city with a few exceptions regarding privacy. Now, about 2 months ago, I put in a public information request for the attorney at that time.
Ms. Herndon, your time has expired. Council is in a request.
I move that we give Ms. Herndon an additional 2 minutes.
Second.
It's been properly moved. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Ms. Herndon, 2 additional
Thank you.
minutes.
The attorney at that time, I asked for all of her invoices and checks because we did not hire a municipal attorney in an effort to save money for the city. And we ended up paying more than we would have paid a municipal attorney, and I just want to know why. Now, that was over 2 months ago, and that $150,000, $190,000, or whatever that last check she left with, I want to know why, an explanation. I pay taxes here. That's my tax dollar. I gave it to Mr. Kilpatrick. He said he had it, and he had completed it and had given it to our acting attorney. I asked her about it. She told me that she was redacting some things. It wasn't anything on there, but how our tax dollar was being spent. So I don't know what's being redacted, but I can't wait to see it because it's been over 2 months. It's supposed to be 10 days. So I asked her, I said, well, when am I going to get it? I don't know. I'm still redacting. What kind of an answer is that to a tax-paying citizen? No respect, none whatsoever. Now, regarding the city vehicle, I was on council when we bought that vehicle. The vehicle was purchased so that clerical staff could make mail runs. We could go to meetings, conventions, and we wouldn't have to use our personal cars. It was never intended as a personal car for the mayor. So please keep that in mind. We don't have that kind of budget. We don't have that kind of money in this city. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Herndon. We will now move on to Mr. Mike Hughes.
Mayor, City Council, I'm Mike Hughes. I'm with Epitome Development. Wanted to kind of give you guys an update on the University Oaks development, if you're not aware of it. It's right there at the northern corner of the intersection of Wyatt Chapel and 1098, basically that whole 200 acres there. We are about to break ground on the first 271 lots. We should be breaking ground probably end of September, 1st of October. We have a construction loan in place. Basically, what we need at this time is to kind of know the process. I know it's kind of been in limbo with approvals and such. And we've gotten most of our approvals from Strand Engineering. I have gotten approvals through the city, but there's not a well-defined process. So if y'all could kind of help me with that, because we're going to need some approvals as we move forward. But if you need anything, you guys know how to get a hold of me, and more than happy to talk to you about it. Appreciate you. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any paperwork on it?
Not yet, ma'am. The two builders that are going to be there is David Weekly and McKinley Homes. And they will be building the first homes out there.
So are they gonna bring us?
Mayor.
information?
Councilman Doucette?
This is public comment, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't think we were able to respond or ask questions to the constituents on the dais right now at the podium.
That is correct. This is,
And you'll feel free to call me at any time. The city has my number, or I can give it to you. Okay?
and I'll also make sure that Mr. Jones follows up with, you, we can take a note, Mr. Jones, so we can make sure we get that information to council. And also, particularly, myself and Councilmember Doucette, since we were not on the council when, this project could
Yeah,
begin
I think
rolling.
LJA, my engineer, has been in touch with Mr. Jones.
Okay,
And I speak to Jared a lot with Strand. So,
perfect. All right, yeah, we'll make sure we read information and we will follow up if you have any questions.
yes, sir.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Pleasure.
We will now move on to our next citizens' comment. Annette Harris.
Uh-oh. I've only been here 5 years, and they finally fixed my street, but it's asphalt. Now, over in Prairie Hills, you have $300,000 and $400,000 homes that has asphalt. I mean, not asphalt, crushed concrete. These, that they're building, and these people need asphalt. And they did it in February. I'm right here at West Amaryllis, over in Prairie Hills, and all those the beautiful homes that they're putting over in there, $400,000 and $500,000 homes that need streets and street lights, because we don't have any street lights. I have to put solar lights out in my yard so that I can see from down from what is that street? Alita, to get down to my street because we don't have any lights. And I'm hoping it don't take 5 more years to get the asphalt. That's my gripe. And do y'all know when, or can y'all tell me when, that's on the budget to fix the streets over there? Do y'all have any?
Yeah, we, council can't respond directly, but, we can make sure that Mr. Jones can follow up with you, directly. It is a part of our capital improvement plan for roads, I can tell you that, so we are actively looking at that and overall lighting for the whole city, but we are gonna be working on that though,
Okay,
absolutely.
and one more thing, I just want to say, the last meeting, y'all wanted to give the university $400 for backpacks. These people don't have streets, and they're taxpayers, and they're paying, you can see $4,000 and $5,000 in taxes, and they need streets. We need streets over there. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. I'll make sure my office follows up with you directly as well. Thank you for your comment, Ms. Harris. We are now done with our public comment portion of the agenda. We will now move on to our consent agenda. The city secretary has stated that she is not ready for those minutes to be approved, so we will move those to our next meeting. Councilmember Williams.
Yes, I would like to.
I second that motion.
Okay, it's been moved that we move agenda items 8, 9, 10, and 14 till now. Is there a second?
Yeah, I did. I second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness?
Mayor,
Councilmember Reed, then Councilmember Doucette.
Are we going into business items before we do presentations?
This request was asked by the accountant, and that's all.
I have unreadiness.
As well as we have the representative here from PACE as well.
Councilmember Doucette.
Well, my agenda item was asked to be tabled, so I just asked that we remove item 14 from the agenda.
Second. Second that.
Well, the motion is already on the floor, so I would like to make an amendment to the motion to remove item 14 from the agenda as a whole.
I second that. I second that.
Well, it will need to come from the person who made the motion, and then agreed upon by the person who seconded it.
I would like to make a motion to move agenda items 8, 9, and 10, and 14 till now, and we can table item 14.
I second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? My only unreadiness is that we do have guests who are supposed to be giving us a presentation who are here, as well as people and their families who are supposed to be receiving presentations. So we just want to make sure we're being mindful of the people who are here as well. Hearing any more discussion, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. All right, we will now move on to agenda item number 10. 8. I wanted to. Y'all
voted to do the business first.
Y'all just voted to go here.
Mayor, council members, my name is Dub Taylor. I'm the CEO of the Texas PACE Authority. And item 8 on your agenda tonight is consideration of a resolution that would create a public hearing date at the next meeting. I believe that would be September 14th. To receive input on creating a PACE program for the city of Prairie View. PACE is a financing program and economic development tool that cities and counties across the state now offer. We have 114 active programs across the state that have established themselves over the last decade. Through those programs, over $750 million of new investment has been created. PACE can be used for commercial properties only, and for improvements that yield energy and water efficiency benefits. So the benefit to the county is you're able to attract and secure that investment. This could be commercial businesses, this could be multifamily, it could be any sort of a commercial building, but those buildings can be constructed correctly at the outset, meaning that they have more efficient energy and water systems. The benefit there, lower operating costs for the owners, but also less stress on the infrastructure for energy and water long term. So it's allowing them to build and construct right. This does not require any city dollars. These projects individually get privately financed. The mechanism is what the city creates. There's also no administration on behalf of the city required. That's what our organization does. We serve as a shared resource now for 114 cities and counties, including very large ones, City of Houston, City of Dallas, smaller ones, City of Glen Heights, south of Dallas. And so that's what's on your agenda tonight for consideration.
Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Councilwoman Williams. This, per state law, if the council would like to consider establishing a PACE program, you need to start with adopting a resolution of intent. You then need to schedule and notice hearings for the public to be able to speak about this issue. And finally, you need to adopt the actual program. So it's a three-step process that's outlined in the law, and this would be the beginning of initiating that process.
And do we have the resolution today?
You do, yes.
I haven't seen it.
I'm happy to circulate it.
Okay, well, I don't think we can vote on something that we just saw today on first reading.
Well, point of order, we're not voting on it we're gonna vote on establishing a resolution of intent for our next City Hall meeting on September 14th. It's just a resolution of intent, and so that's where then we'll discuss more about it.
Well, I'm confused on how we are going to vote on a resolution that none of us have before us right now.
We've had, the resolution has been in the city for almost a year. Isn't that right, Dub?
I have been the mayor for 3 months now, and I haven't seen it. So if I'm just saying, if this was your agenda item, Councilmember James, it would have been important to ensure that resolution was before council for consideration. And I just don't know how any of us could vote on it right now if we don't have the resolution in front of us. Councilmember Reed, then Councilmember Doucette.
If I remember, we were supposed to schedule a town hall and go over this, and it never occurred. So I'm thinking we still need to set a date and maybe start from scratch, and we can go over and you can get caught up to speed, but we need to establish a date and stick to it.
Councilmember Doucette.
Yeah, overall, just to completely agree, I don't think this is the first time at the City Hall because you tried to do business with the city, prior to this administration. And so I think it's important that the council continues to execute the business that we have committed to do before today. So now we're putting the bond of us finding out about it today, or at least the mayor within the resolution, because the previous administration didn't approve it to set the date. And so overall, we don't have the resolution in front of us. And I do know that the PACE program did come and address council before, so the council could address this program itself.
So my question is, if hearing what they stated, and we have to get with the city secretary, is finding the resolution that the previous council adopted, so we can then set a date. Is that what I'm hearing correct?
I don't think it was adopted from
It
the
wasn't
previous
adopted.
council at all.
So it needs to be adopted.
Yep.
Nothing needs to be adopted.
We can,
Have to do it.
Go over this
Okay.
program with the intent
So,
and then vote.
so the resolution that we have to pass tonight is to establish the date for the town hall. So tonight we have to vote yes in order to have a public hearing.
Attorney Aguero.
we can print off copies of the resolution for you and bring them in here in the next 5 minutes. If you want to circle back to it, that's fine.
Yeah, we still have to look at the resolution to make the vote for the hearing regardless, so
Okay. Excuse-
yeah, we have to approve it in order to have the town hall, the public hearing.
Councilmember Williams.
So
Your microphone.
do we need are we talking about having a town hall to go along with PACE, or are we talking about having a town hall period so that he can come and explain this process?
Councilmember Doucette.
Just for clarification, the resolution that's going to be presented to us is to establish the town hall and public hearing for PACE specifically. Okay, so the resolution that he's going to present, that Attorney Aguero is going to get to us tonight, is to approve the town hall for PACE only. So tonight, we're focused on PACE and the resolution to adopt to have a town hall for September 14th.
Excuse me. This is a resolution of intent to establish the City of Prairie View PACE program. Is that correct, Dub?
Yeah, so, and I believe you do have the resolution. It maybe wasn't distributed, but the resolution, it's a form resolution that is used, has been used throughout the state. It has, as you'd imagine, the way it's structured, the whereases and so forth. Then at the end, it says that, you know, a public hearing date, as required in statute, will be held on this date. So it serves as a formal
So we're
public
doing
notice.
we're doing two things at one time, is basically what you're saying.
It serves that purpose. It basically says the city is considering this, here's a public hearing, and here's formal notification as required under statute.
Okay, Thank you.
Thank you, Council. What's your pleasure on item number 8?
I believe that I believe we should move and have a resolution of intent to establish the City of Prairie View PACE program with the Town Hall on September 14th at the City Hall meeting.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? My only unreadiness is, Council, can we make sure that if we have resolutions that would like to be considered, make sure they're a part of your agenda item, so we can all make sure that we're fully aware before we come to our meeting. Hearing no more unreadiness, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Agenda number 8 has been passed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Agenda item number 9, we're on number 9, right? Discuss take possible on a forensic audit on the City Council retreat by Mayor Nathan Alexander, including all attendees, contracts, and expenses, including consideration of the City Council vote of no action on June 22nd, 2026, City Council meeting. Councilmember James.
Yes. I think there was a typo. It's supposed to be discuss and take possible action on a forensic audit, because the council made it very clear to Mayor Nathan Alexander not to have this retreat that he claims was a city council retreat that the council members did not attend. We told you not to have this, and yet you spent money, taxpayer funds, on this, and we told you not to do it, and it's not fair to the citizens to go to Houston to rent out the most expensive hotel rooms in the city of Houston at the Marquise Marriott to have this retreat. And so I need a forensic audit on the city council retreat that was not a city council retreat. And we told you, Mayor, not to do this, and you did it against our wishes.
Mayor?
Go ahead.
Hold on, we're gonna let Council get addressed, then I'll go to you, JJ, after I would get the Council. Councilmember Doucette.
I know that Mr. JJ is going to speak on this item as well, but I do know, I think last week or our previous city council meeting, Councilmember James and the other council members were represented with the report and the statements from the hotel. So this was already done, and so it looks like we basically want to spend city money to do the audit, because I think he did give us he did give us the invoices, he gave us all of the itemized budgets and everything that was spent from that last week or 2 weeks ago.
I asked for those. The mayor told me.
Your microphone.
I asked for that, and the mayor told me he was not going to give it to me, and I had to get a public information request.
So, I mean, the recommendation, I mean, am I able to put a public records request in for Councilmember James so that way we are not wasting city dollars in order to fund an audit when the information is already public record?
I would like to say that regarding the retreat, all documentation is prepared. Initially, I did ask if it could be in writing. I've clarified with TML that when it comes to council members, they do not have to have their public information request in writing. It was a conversation that was left via a voice note because he and I did not get to talk on the phone, but I am more than happy to provide that to you, so no worries.
And then, thank you. Okay, just a second. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Councilmember Manuel.
Yes, so, since we didn't vote for that, who's gonna put that money back in the fund, the city money? You know, put the money back in the, budget, since it wasn't approved,
Mr.
because the money belongs to the citizen, it don't belong to us.
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I would like to ask Mr. JJ if you can please come and present at least which line item it comes from, and when the council votes for the budget, the line item doesn't have to be reapproved. So may you please explain the process of how that works, Mr. JJ, when it comes to conferences or trainings for the council and myself?
Yes, and before you do that, I also just want to state that I provided this information to every member of council, and they all reviewed, was able to review a copy of the hotel bill, everything associated with the retreat. And so every member of council has had available this information. So I just want to make sure that that's stayed on the record. Mr. J.J. Johnson, please go ahead.
Okay, first of all, Councilman James, I just want to kind of give you some information the type of audits to request. In this case, you should request an internal audit,
Internal audit. Okay.
not forensic.
Got you.
An internal audit, we within the administration, we would then do an internal audit of whatever the request might be and present the findings of that internal audit. If the findings of that internal audit does not satisfy you, then you can request a forensic audit. But as Councilman Jaquavis kind of alluded to, when you start just talking about forensic, then you're talking about going outside, and it's very expensive. And an internal normally will provide the information that you really need. So that's my main point of contact. As far as where this information is recorded, it's recorded under workshops, under general administration. And that's where it will be recorded, and we will be able to provide you with the entire data that was expended by the city for that particular effort.
Okay, then I will.
Councilmember,
table
hold on,
this-
Councilmember James. Councilmember Manuel.
Well, he could finish.
Okay,
What did you
Councilmember,
say? You can finish, I'll talk after you.
Councilmember James, go ahead.
Well, I plan on tabling this item and then put the correct verbiage on it for an internal audit for the next city council meeting.
Is there a motion?
I motion to table this item until the verbiage has been corrected to reflect that it's not a forensic audit, but an internal audit for the next city council meeting.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any readiness?
On readiness,
Councilmember Doucette.
the conversation is being had today, the discussions and the results can be given today, and so we're gonna drag this until the next few weeks to talk about the same item. The item and the documentation will be presented to us today from the same exact information we're gonna get from the audit. And so I would like for us to solve this today and get it over with before we continue to drag this into a next meeting, next month. So is there a way for council or Councilmember James, is there a way for the city hall and staff to give you the audit, to give you all of the information that you're requesting today? And that,
Sure, I can get that information, but I want it revealed to the public, the taxpayers. They need to know what their taxpayers' money is being spent on. And if the council told the mayor not to have the council retreat and he does it anyways, I believe that it is unfair use of taxpayer funds. But I will be looking at the information. Thank you very much.
so, because I still have my statement, so just so the public knows, if any citizen is concerned about the council retreat, you can go through the city hall staff currently as of today or tomorrow to request the audit regarding the council meeting, regarding the council retreat. And you can see these items, it's public information, it's accessible to the public. And so again, I don't think it's necessary for council to discuss it again when it's already a public information.
Yes.
Councilmember Manuel.
Number one, where'd it come? Let me see. Number one, on the meetings, it does have to come through the council. And if the council don't approve it, it shouldn't happen. And you have to stop disrespecting the council members, because we hired, the citizen hired us. So they be asking questions and they want to know where the money is being spent. So if you can't listen at what the council members say, this gonna have to be reported.
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
just last clarification for Mr. JJ. Mr. JJ, can you please let us know, the council did approve this year, the fiscal budget, correct? Like, council approved the fiscal budget for this year. And in that fiscal budget, it included conferences, trainings, or retreats. So does that mean the council has to reapprove or revote? I'm a member of the council, by the way. I'm a council member. Does that mean that the council has to reapprove the retreat, Mr. JJ? Okay, so our bookkeeper is stating, he's not at the microphone, our bookkeeper is stating that council doesn't have to reapprove the retreat because council already approved it in the fiscal year budget.
In that line item, it is, just like you all have your council line item, you have workshops. And this came under that particular line item. It's up to administration to administer that line item. And so you don't have to come back and approve every activity
Yes.
within that line item.
But if administration and if the council has specifically told the mayor not to do it, and he does it anyways, that's going against what the council
Then
wants.
I can't address that.
And for legal, Attorney Ghetto, was there any action taken on whether the council should approve, or is it illegal for the funds to be used if the council didn't reapprove those funds, just for legal advice?
It's not, and we sought an opinion from an attorney other than myself on this issue, just to reconfirm. Once this line item is approved in the budget by council as part of the fiscal year budget, that's all the approval that is needed, as long as the work does not exceed the budget that was approved. And it's my understanding that the retreat, which turned into a staff leadership training, did not exceed the budget for training as approved under fiscal year 2025, 2026 budget. So no, this would not have needed a further approval by council.
Thank you.
Council says.
Hold on, Councilmember
not-
James. Councilmember James, you are not recognized. Councilmember Doucette still has the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. I called a question.
Call for question. What was the question?
There's the motion on the floor from Councilmember James. It was seconded by Councilmember
Okay, yes, there's a motion on the floor by Councilmember James, basically to table this item to next week, so you can correct their verbiage. It's been seconded. Is there any additional readiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right.
Nay.
Motion passes. Item is tabled. Agenda item number 10, discuss and take possible action regarding the mayor to provide a financial breakdown of all costs associated with the council retreat held in Houston on July 16th through the 18th, 2026. Councilmember Mike James.
This is basically, has something to do with the item number 9, and so I'll table that until the next meeting. Well, actually, I'll just take this off because it'll be addressed by item number 9. So I'd like to take that off.
Okay. What were the other items that we? And he's tabled 14.
No, they approved it, so.
Okay. Discuss, okay, item 14, discuss the city's financial audit process for
Well, no, y'all approved it, so I gotta still.
I said approve and take, when I redid
the 14 stable. Okay, so 14 stables. All right, so we now will go back to the top of our agenda. We're going to go back to the top of our agenda, to our consent agenda. As stated before, the city secretary has stated that she will provide us minutes for the regular city council and special council meetings from 5/8 through 8/19 at the next meeting. So we would go out to our presentations, presentations of a professional service agreement by Safe Built.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Tracy Rodriguez. I am the Director of Operations for Safe Built here in Texas. I'm here to run through a quick presentation that talks about the professional services we offer to municipalities throughout the state, and then to answer any questions that you might have regarding our firm and the services we provide. Okay. So, Safe Built provides multiple services. They're all focused towards your building department, okay? So, building department management can include your permit techs to answer questions about how to obtain permits. Building officials, we have AICP planners on staff to help with zoning change of use, as well as plans examiners and building inspectors. When we drill into plan review and building inspections, I'm going to kind of lump them together. Our staff is certified, multiple years of experience. In many instances, they have actually retired from municipalities and come to work for us. So the knowledge, the expertise, and the certifications are phenomenal. In addition, municipalities are assigned a primary and a secondary, so you always know who's working on your stuff. Code compliance is code enforcement. That is a service we provide that many of our other third parties do not. If that's something that the city has a need for, we can certainly address that as well. And then I know your fire services are currently handled by Waller County, but somewhere down the road, if that changed, we also can provide that service. Not the fire department, fire marshal, so plan review and inspections, okay? I kind of touched on this. Again, I don't want to take a ton of y'all's time. But in the building department management, one of the things that we focus on is streamlining the permit process. Transparency, what is required for a permit, whether it's development or building or a remodel, okay? What inspections are going to be provided after the permit's issued, and how we close those permits out. We handle all the cross-discipline, so we know you have an external engineer. We'll coordinate with them as well. Thank you. Plan reviews. We run our plan reviews concurrent, or try to. So if we need to be looking at the engineering piece because it's development, and we need to be looking at building, and we need to look at health, and we need to look at other areas, we're going to look at all of that concurrently to condense the amount of time it takes to obtain a permit, okay? The goal is we want development in your city, right? And we want it to move quickly and efficiently and for everyone to know what needs to happen. Building inspections is very similar, right? We've gotten a permit, now we need to go do inspections. A primary inspector is assigned to your city. That's important because if he goes and looks at Bob's project, he's looking at it the same way he looks at Bill's project, okay? Consistency is the key for successful building departments. Again, we have inspectors with multiple disciplines, plumbing, electrical, building, civil, etc. Code compliance, this one's always a slippery slope for jurisdictions. This is code enforcement, high grass and weeds, nuisance type violations. If this is something that the city needs or wants services for in the future, we are one of the only third parties that provides this. And again, we assign a primary code enforcement officer. Our approach is a little bit different than what we see within city code officers. Our approach is always voluntary compliance first, right? We want to knock on the door, we want to talk to people, and we want to find out why there's an issue, right? If we can't, then we'll start sending notices and go through that process, which is enforcement. It's not the direction we try to take. It's not how we come out of the gate. Last one is fire. Again, this is all handled by Waller County for y'all right now, so, but it's available. And that's actually the end. So yes.
All right.
Your current firm.
Back during this time when apartments were being built in the city of Prairie View.
Okay.
And so my question is, anytime the council needs one of the inspectors to show up so we can know what they've inspected, how they've inspected, because what ends up happening is we get stuff built, houses and stuff come up in a blink of an eye, and inspections wasn't done.
Okay.
So I need to know, how do y'all keep that?
Right.
And if you're requested to come to council to give us an update, to let us know how the inspections are going, if there are inspections that have issues or troubles, how will y'all handle that?
So every municipality has a different requirement, right? We track everything through our permitting software, which is called Community Core. Access to it is provided to city staff so they can view it. At any point in time, city staff could go in, type in an address, when was the permit issued, who was the plans examiner, what inspections have been completed to date. Okay. In addition, there's reports that can be run out of there to summarize for council, maybe quarterly, maybe monthly, whatever y'all want, that will tell you how many permits have been issued, what types of permits were they, and how many inspections have been performed. also broken out by discipline: building, electrical, plumbing, mechanicals. Again, council or city staff ever has a question on a permit, we'll be happy to pull the information. One of the things I also like about Community Core is it also tracks everyone that touches it. So we can actually go all the way back to the admin staff on my side and track date and time.
And what would our staff need to do in order to notify you that a business is coming or a business has gotten approved? What would be that process?
So it depends.
Or somebody's building a house?
Right. So first and foremost, if someone wants to build a house in the city, they should be applying for a permit.
Okay.
If they have not applied for a permit, that's where code enforcement comes into place. If you don't have code enforcement, if someone in the community sees something being built, a building official can go out there and issue a stop work order and tell them, you need to go pull a permit. So, although code enforcement is a slippery slope, that's sometimes where we bridge that gap, right? But it all starts with community involvement and receiving a complaint to know, okay?
Okay.
It starts there. If we receive a complaint, we are usually on site within 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay? We don't work Saturday and Sunday. 'Cause
Okay.
The city's not
Me
open
neither.
Saturday
Okay.
and Sunday. So we're very proactive in that standpoint if we receive information, right? Consider us the building department sitting in your city. Yes,
Okay.
we might be on a phone, but to us, it doesn't matter. I know we're not employees of the city, but we function as if we are an employee of the city, okay? Again, that's part of why you get a primary inspector. A building official is assigned also. He's responsible for supervising that inspector. If there's a problem, it's the building official that's going to resolve that,
Okay.
okay? And again, full transparency is the name of the game. Nothing's a secret. Everything that
Okay,
we
that's what I
have
need
is
to know.
part of the information that, I mean, there's no secrets.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Not right now.
All right.
All right,
y'all
thank
very
you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
We will now continue moving on with our agenda. We will now move on to the presentations of proclamations honoring the City of Prairie View summer interns. Let me get this.
Would you like for me to begin?
So before we get into this, I just want to say a little bit about this in the internship program. So I know when I was on the city council, it's something that I myself, Councilmember Exante Wallace, and Councilmember Randall at the time was really big on ensuring that we had, we are instilling and we are building up the next generation to come after us. And so then we kind of got together to figure out how can we do that and still honor. How can we do that here in City Hall and make sure that we have interns and things of that nature? So it's good to see that even though I left City Council, the budget line items still remained, and we've still been able to have interns throughout City Hall. So this summer, we had William Hamilton, who served as the intern in my office, and then we also had Marcus Delaney, who served as an intern in Public Works. And Brooke's gonna read something about each of them in just a second, but before she does, I just want to first say thank you to both of them, both William and Marcus, who are here, and they're going to receive an award in just a second, for everything that they've done this summer. I know it was a hot summer for Marcus and outside in Public Works, but the one thing I can say is that when residents came in, they always talked about how they always seen him working, how they always seen him outside, how it made him a joy to see his smile and his attitude, even if he was sweaty. And so I just wanted to, thank Marcus, and then also for William. I just want to thank you for sticking up with me, being my right hand this summer through everything. William has really helped in a lot of our processes, helping transform and digitize City Hall, helping me and Councilmember Doucette, with travel arrangements, just really helping the city administration and city secretary's office. He was been a big help to Brooke as well during her transition, just really filling in the gaps where we need them for an administration standpoint. So it's been a really fun summer with both of them, and they both are back off to school. So I'm going to allow Brooke to read the official the official statements from them. Well, let's Councilmember Doucette has anything, and then I'll allow already member of the council has something, and then I'll allow Brooke to read.
Yeah, I just thank you all so much for your services as well. I didn't have a chance to go around in Public Works yet while you was here throughout the summer, so thank you for all the times you went out there and helped us with the situation, especially when it came to reading meters and helping the city out of a detriment, and especially what we need to. So, I mean, as a student that's on campus and you're a student on campus right now, thank you for spending your time, your summer with the city of Prairie View. You could have done anything else, but you decided to stay here in the city of Prairie View and assist this great city. So I really thank you for your service in Public Works and everything you've done. Will, my only thing about you is that you go out down to that school at CSU, but now I'm just messing with you. Thank you so much for your service, man. I think when I told you when you got here, I was like, man, who is this guy? Like, he's our intern. Who is this man? I said, it get crazy around here. But overall, I appreciate you for sticking through. I mean, you're an aviation science major, so you're into flying and being a pilot. One day, hopefully, we can hire Will as a private pilot. But now, overall, itself, like, Will came in itself, and he came in and knocked out the political world. So thank you for expanding your knowledge and everything you have to offer to this great city. Again, I like, you already know how we are, man. I appreciate you and the service you've done to this great city. I'm a Prairie View. We will miss you, man. I'll miss you. So thank you for being around.
All right, thank you. It is an honor to be able to read a short bio on behalf of these two remarkable young men. Baby, Marcus is outside sweating, okay? He looks so little and he be dragging that lawnmower, okay? So our city aesthetic and beautification has also enhanced because Marcus has so diligently worked with Public Works, so thank you personally. And William, truthfully, has been my right-hand man. I publicly want to honor you and say thank you so much, and I truly pray that both of you all continue to prosper. Internships got me where I'm at now, so I pray that same be bestowed into you guys. So the city, this summer, the city of Prairie View had the pleasure of welcoming William, a rising junior at Texas Southern University, where he is pursuing a degree in aviation science as a summer intern. Throughout his time with the city, William had the opportunity to experience municipal government firsthand, working alongside city leadership and staff and gaining exposure to the day-to-day operations, projects, and responsibilities that go into serving a community. While his career aspirations may ultimately take him into the skies, this summer gave William an opportunity to learn lessons in leadership, professionalism, public service, and community that can allow him into any career. Reflecting on his experience, William shared that one of his greatest takeaways was learning that leadership is ultimately about service, and that making a difference begins with being allowed to show up, learn, and contribute. We hope that William continues his education and begins his career. He will always remember the summer he spent serving the city of Prairie View, the relationships he built here, and the role he played in helping move our community forward. On behalf of the mayor, city council, staff, and the entire city of Prairie View, we thank William for his service and wish him continued success at Texas Southern University and beyond. William, please come forward to receive your certificate of recognition.
We need to. Excuse me, while we weren't aware of this, of what's going on, we weren't aware, we
Wait,
didn't know anything.
it's
about
on the
it.
agenda, and that's not the time right now.
Oh, it is the time right now.
It's on the agenda.
Because we're supposed to be knowing you're doing things and you ignoring the council, and you can't be doing that. Okay, you can go ahead on, but you're not supposed to be doing that. Huh? Oh, yeah.
All right, to our next intern. This summer, the city of Prairie View also had the pleasure of welcoming Marcus, a rising junior at Prairie View A&M University, where he is studying architecture, to work alongside our Public Works department. During his time with the city, Marcus was able to take what he has learned into the classroom and to see how it connects to the real-world infrastructure that keeps a community moving. Through his work with Public Works, he gained exposure to the streets, utilities, facilities, maintenance, and everyday operations that residents depend upon. For an architecture student, the experience offered an important lesson. Building a community is about more than the building we see. It is also about the infrastructure, planning, people, and public service that allow those places to function. Marcus shared that his experience with Prairie View gave him a new perspective on how the places we design must ultimately work for the people who live in them, something he plans to carry with him as he continues his studies and eventually enters the architecture profession. And as a Prairie View A&M University student, we hope this experience gave Marcus an even deeper connection to the community surrounding his university, a community he can now say he personally helped serve. On behalf of the mayor, city council, staff, and the entire city of Prairie View, we thank Marcus for his service and wish him continued success at Prairie View A&M University and in his future career. Marcus, please come forward to receive your certificate of recognition.
Thank y'all for your service. Again, in the world, there will be people that try to challenge you, but you have to stand up to your challenges and continue being successful, and don't allow anyone to get into your mind, get into you, and they influence you to make wrong decisions. So again, thank you for your service. You spent this summertime in the city of Prairie View, and you could have been anywhere else around this nation with better pay, with better people assisting you, with better people with character, better character around you. But again, you decided to stay in the city of Prairie View, this small rural community who's had so much significant history, who went through a lot, and we appreciate again for you staying around this summer and spending your time in the city of Prairie View. So again, thank you so much for your service to this great city of Prairie View, Texas.
Thank you, William and Marcus, and I wish you nothing but the best as you go into your junior year. As always, go Panthers, but we always got love for our Tigers down the street. All right, we will now move on to continue on with our agenda. The presentation is swearing in. Our judge is not here, so we're going to move that to another agenda item. So we now go straight into our business items. Today, business item number 1, discuss, consider, and take possible action on approving an ordinance establishing the city's public information request procedures and adopting a fee schedule consistent with the Texas Attorney General public information cost rules. So council, last city council meeting, we discussed this in executive session. However, we forgot to move on this after executive session. So now I'm just asking council, bringing this up so council can consider this. Council, what's your pleasure on agenda item number 1?
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we approve and take action on approving an ordinance establishing the city's public information request procedures and adopting a fee schedule consistent with the Texas Attorney General's public information cost rules.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second? Second. It's been properly moved and seconded. And is there any unreadiness?
I don't think we have enough people to vote on this item.
There is a quorum. Hearing no unreadiness, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion passes. Agenda item number 2, discuss, consider, and take action on Planning and Zoning Commission recommendations, including consideration of an ordinance correcting the official zoning map for the Prairie View Cricket Field property to reflect the previously approved mixed-use zoning classification. So if I'm not mistaken, this is with the sign, correct? The cricket field sign? We don't have anyone here from the cricket field. I mean, not the cricket field, sorry, but from...
Dr. Storr is here to speak on behalf of that item.
Okay. I know he mentioned earlier, I was making sure we had anyone from Planning and Zoning. That's what I meant to say. For anyone from Planning and Zoning here? No, not here. Okay. Oh. You was absent, okay. So could you come and explain to the council, basically, I know you have spoke to me about it, but it was relating to the sign and text doc, correct?
Okay, so I attended the Planning and Zoning Committee meeting where they voted on and approved to make the change. On the map on the city's website, it does show that the entire multiple parcels of land, they are registered for mixed use. It just so happens that one of the parcels remained as listed as agricultural. And so what was given to the attorney, it shows the tax records whereby the agricultural value for the land is listed as 0. It's just that there was an oversight for the multiple parcels whereby one parcel was not properly zoned. As a result, when TxDOT saw that, they said that the sign was on agricultural land, which is not permitted. And so they are requesting that we would have to remove the sign unless we are able to get the appropriate fixing for the zoning of that one parcel, which is 7273.
Mayor,
Councilmember James.
I move that we approve the Planning and Zoning Commission recommendations, including consideration of an ordinance correcting the official zoning map for the Prairie View Cricket Field property to reflect the previously approved mixed-use zoning classification.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Is there any other readiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion passes. Agenda item number 3, discuss, consider, and thank you, sir. Discuss, consider, and take possible action approving a professional service agreement with Safe Build for building inspection plan review, permitting, and related code administration services. Council, this was a presentation that we received from Safe Build. Council, what's your pleasure on agenda item number 3?
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we take possible action on approving professional service agreements with Safe Built for building inspection, plan review, permitting, and related code administration services.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion passes. Agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, take possible action on approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Prairie View and the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation regarding the placement, ownership, maintenance, and the use of the temporary modular buildings. Council, we were able to get with JJ on the specifics that you all heard during our budget meeting. We also able to discuss with Bruce regarding how we wanted to move forward with this. Basically, we are going to do the double wide. EDC will cover the cost of the modular building, and we will cover the cost of the technology, the utilities, and things of that nature. That's where we are on the modular building. Is also included in our upcoming budget, already as a budgeted expense. Councilmember Manuel.
Do you have an amount? Because I don't see one on here.
It's in our budgeted expense already.
Well, how much is it?
It's in the budget expense. So in our budget meeting, it'll be in our budget meeting.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we approve a memorandum of understanding.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Councilmember Reed.
Okay, I just want to know, so exactly, is it in writing what we're going to get for our portion? Or we get one office, cubicle for 5 people? What exactly are we paying for?
So we're getting the double wide option. So that option comes with 4 offices, and then it comes with basically like 6 cubicle areas. And so the conversations that we've been having with Bruce is that EDC will have 2 offices, the city will have 2 offices, and then they will split the middle space. The middle cubicle space. So you have 6, yeah, so there's 6, so 3 and 3.
That's
Councilmember
going to
Mayo.
be written up before it's voted for?
Yes, ma'am. It's in the.
No, but I'm saying right here.
If you let me finish.
Put it in writing before you vote for it.
Yes, ma'am. It's in the MOU that was already presented to this council already. So you should have already had it. If we read it already, it was already presented in that memorandum of understanding. I passed that out probably about a month ago. Councilmember Doucette.
I want to make sure there was no more questions before I try to make a motion.
Okay. Any more in readiness? Hearing none. I'm sorry, Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we consider and take possible action on approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Prairie View and the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation regarding the placement, ownership, maintenance, and temporary modular buildings.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second? Councilman Manuel.
This is not clarified.
So,
I mean, you don't have the amount.
Mayor.
I mean, you can't vote on anything that's not,
Mayor,
Councilman
not
Doucette.
complete.
Councilmember Manuel, so this item that's on the agenda, correct, right now, has been presented to us over 5 times. The budget has been presented by Mr. JJ. A month ago, Mr. JJ was opposed because he said we didn't have the money, and I believe the mayor and EDC worked together to come to an agreement with council. And then we also discussed this offline at one of our meetings in executive session as a council, and we all discussed this as well. So it is kind of us going back and forth in a circle with the same agenda item. This
Well, you
agenda
can go
item-
back and forth because it's
Yes.
not clarified.
Councilmember
Yes.
Manuel, you
Yes,
are not
ma'am.
recognized. Councilmember Doucette still has the floor.
I want to finish. I'm very respectful, and so I just want to let everyone know on the council and the public is that the council has had this on our agenda for 2 months. I've been on the council for 2 months. It's been on our agenda, and I think we were able to ask all the questions. I have the presentation packet in my binder if you wanted to see it just quickly before we vote on it. But this was presented to us, and Mr. JJ gave us recommendations as well. So I'm not sure where we're missing a communication on this item.
But you're missing a lot because ask the citizen, do they understand what's on here? Because it's not clarified. And it's their money that you're using. So
yes.
that's why we voted here to make sure the citizens are satisfied.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is not clarified.
Yes, ma'am. And so again, we run a municipal government, so everything that we do is public records. Nothing that we do is private information. And so if any citizen ever had concerns, you can always call a council member to put that request in and also get that information to you as well. And so if there's any resident in here that is uncomfortable with the situation, or it may be, you can reach out to our office. You can reach out to myself, and I can work on getting that information. But again, this information is already public record, especially once we pass it or before we pass it too.
Well, the lady already sitting here saying they need streets, and you talking about a building that really don't need it.
Yes, ma'am. I completely agree. The city hall staff doesn't have space, and so we don't even have space to hire an engineer to work full time to help our streets. Again, when I was on council, we passed a street bond with the Waller County. I mean, not a street bond, but we passed a project. So at least since I've been on council for 2 months, we actually approved getting streets done. Since I've been on council, it's been 2 months, and we approved it 2 weeks ago, our previous meeting. So this council is making progress. We approved streets getting approved already in our previous meeting, and so this council is making progress on those issues. We also approved getting streetlights in our city, and so thank you so much, Ms. Hill. Let me make sure I got your name right. I'm so sorry. Ms. Harris, you had those concerns earlier about the streetlights and the streetlights in the roads. This council has already approved streetlights in roads. It might not be the specific road that you're speaking of. It may be, but I can get with you after the meeting. But this council has approved streets and approved lights already since we've been here. And it's only been 2 months. And so I would like the council to continue to move forward and making progress in our city. But again, we can't hire the people full time if they're working in this space because there's not enough space for them to work in. And so again, this item is to allow staff to have more space to make the city better. But if we don't have space, we can't hire. If we can't hire, then the city continues to have no streetlights or no roads. So that's what we're dealing with today. Thank you for bringing that earlier today. Thank you.
City Secretary Jeffrey, could you also speak on this as well from just an administration standpoint and staff capacity?
We don't have no space. And it is genuinely just as simple as that. As your city secretary and public information officer, I am constantly concealing classified and confidential information to preserve the integrity of this city. I share an office with 2 other individuals who also need office space. Our city manager, there is just genuinely no space, right? And I think many years ago, no one expected Little Old Prairie View to blossom, flourish, and expand the way that it is. And in us advancing and ascending, we must also ensure that we have all the proper things needed so that employees can work efficiently and effectively. A lot of things I simply am not able to get done with fidelity the way that I should because I'm constantly concealing, hiding, moving, noise, sound, right? These things affect a person's day-to-day ability to work. So I would just like to speak to that if I could give my 2 cents to please go ahead and move this modular building. For any residents that may have any concerns, our YouTube is available that has all the recordings of previous meetings, even smaller committees. You can go back, review those things. Our meeting agendas are online if you need minutes. I am working on those. I have all the minute meetings for June and July. So I will be more than happy to provide those things to you all, but we literally don't have space. We don't even have space barely to sit in this room. The capacity for this room is 40 people.
Thank you, City Secretary Jeffrey. I will go to Councilmember Reed.
You can go
I
ahead.
just have one question. What's the time frame on temporary?
So from basically the beginning of, because basically from the agreement and to Bruce, what did they say, 6 to 8 weeks? They said about 8 weeks. So from beginning to, from basically agreement to,
No, that's how long it'll take to get here. My question is, how long do we plan on using it?
Oh.
Are we waiting on another building?
Yes.
Because I know the police gonna free up some space.
So-
They don't have any extra space in their new building.
correct. So basically, this is the least term that we were looking at was 1 to 2 years to ensure it was enough time for the police department to be built. Once the police department is built, we are then looking at a plan for City Hall, which we're already looking at additional funding to then again expand City Hall, knock down some walls in this building, use additional police space that they will then move into to provide additional stuff. Yeah, about 1 to 2 years. Hopefully, we're hoping a year to get the police department in, but realistically, about 2 years. Councilmember Emanuel.
I mean, I don't know why it's such a rush.
So, Mayor,
Bruce, I'm gonna please come and address. And then also, the EDC also needs this as well. And EDC is about moving our city forward in economic development, so they need an office space as well.
All right, thank you, Mayor, City Council, citizens. This funds for this has already been approved in the EDC budget. It's primarily funded for by the EDC. Last meeting, we came to you for this triple wide. The triple wide is going to cost the city some additional funds for rent. Now we reduced that for the double wide. The double wide is the EDC paying for the installation, the monthly rental. We're asking the city to chip in for the utilities, the cleaning, the IT, that kind of stuff. So it's really just expansion of services that are happening right here. Now, as far as space, EDC has been operating out of vans, cars, wherever we can. We don't have a building. We come up here and we meet, somebody already in the room. We don't have a place. We need a facility, and we've investigated about 5 options here. Modular building was a favorite of us. And so we would urge you to do this because we need a place to meet. We need a place of professional that as this city grows to meet folks. Yes.
Councilmember Williams.
Need us to approve for y'all to get a building, right?
Well, what we don't need the city to approve us. This space is just a little bit bigger, so to accommodate some more folks, but you already approved a certain amount for us.
Right, but I'm saying y'all don't need our approval.
That's
to get
correct.
this building.
Right. If we go alone,
Our approval, and I was just-
yeah, if we go alone, then that's another thing. But that's why we're waiting to see if the city wants to get in and get some additional space, so we get a little bit bigger building and accommodate some other needs. And that's what we would get.
So this is basically what we are approving today is basically the use of utilities, technology, and extra space that the EDC will then basically share in on. That's in JJ budgeted that amount already. Councilman Duce, did you have something?
yeah, I'm looking at my notes from the previous meeting. It shows that EDC already voted for this modular building on July 23rd. And so overall, EDC is offering the courtesy of allowing more space for city staff to work in as well, which with a small cost to the city, obviously, but overall, if you all were to get the building on your own, it'll just be an EDC building, and our city staff will still be sharing office spaces.
Yes, it would be a smaller building. I looked at that option too, to get our folks aware that if the city didn't come back with just want to, pay for the cleaning or that stuff, then we would get that smaller building. But nobody kind of really wants that. It would be a single wide, pretty much, or we would just be doing the nomadic thing that we've been doing already.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would appreciate the city
Thank you.
voting for this.
And then, Mr. Jones, not to put you on the spot, but I do know sometimes when we do have your opinion, the council is more likely to make our city better, especially with your opinion. So I do want to ask about your opinion when it comes to the modular building. Are you in support of adding more space for your staff to have space to work in? Would you say so?
I think that would be great, but my concern is with the police building, where is this modular building going in respect to we adding a large permanent construction for the police department, and how is that going to interfere with the space that the police department is currently working with engineering on? And where is this modular going? I can always use the extra space, but that's my concern.
And that's something that Chris and Brooke with Performance Services and Brooke, Chris, and Bruce are gonna figure out as well. I know Brooke and Chris already been talking about it. They're mapping that out. And then we also have connections already from previously in the parking lot. So those are something that we have been mapping out as well, trying to figure out where the placement, either gonna be the parking lot side or where we're trying to build. But that's something that we have been thinking about and trying to look. But we do have the space for it, though. It's just a matter of where we're going to place it.
Thank you, Mr. Jones, for that. I think there's a motion already on, I'm not sure.
It's, the motion died for lack of a second. Council, what's your pleasure on agenda item number 4?
Mayor?
Councilmember Doucette.
I move to approve a memorandum of understanding between the City of Prairie View and the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation regarding the placement, ownership, maintenance, and the use of temporary modular buildings.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second? It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right.
Nay.
Can we request a roll call vote, Mayor?
Roll call vote.
Council,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Councilmember Manuel. Councilmember Reed. Councilmember James.
Nay.
Councilmember Williams.
Nay.
Councilmember Doucette.
Aye.
Councilmember Reed, was that a yay or a nay? Okay, thank you.
So here's another part of progression being held up when our staff need places to work and our council is not approving places of our place to work. So I mean, at this point, President Davis, you all in the EDC might as well go ahead and approve and get your building there and work on EDC and developing our city. But until then, our staff is still gonna be sitting 3 people to 1 office, and we're not gonna get our roads fixed because they have no space to work. And so as long as this council continue to disapprove and not approve of progression to make our city better, we're gonna keep entering the same era. So thank you so much, President Davis, for your months of advocacy, your months of trying to work together and plan this out to ruin relationships with contractors, potential people who may come and bring business to our city, because again, they don't have a place to even meet you or the EDC board if they want to bring business to our city. But as long as this city keep holding up her progress, then we're never going to have what every resident wants in the city, because we have a council we're not moving forward right now. So thank you for that.
And I also would like to say as well, I just don't understand. Council says, oh, that's too high. Then we go back and we lower it. Then we bring them an option that we basically paying nothing. And it's something where JJ agrees on. And so I'm not really for sure. I guess council likes us being on top of each other in City Hall. But I'm not for sure. But as Councilmember Doucette said, I believe that the EDC should still move forward and figuring out what's best for the EDC, and let the buck stop at the city council and ensuring that our city staff have a comfortable place to work. Councilmember James, I'm still talking, and making sure that our city staff have a comfortable place to work when they come to job, which is our responsibility that we're failing to do. We're breaking state laws when we don't allow them to have a comfortable place to work where they can have a break room, etc. But you have something to say, President Davis.
I'd like to say something.
President Davis is recognized at this moment.
Well, I just wanted to say that, when the space is made available in the city hall, I would like for the EDC to be considered for space in the city hall. The reason is, that's one of the reasons I saw upsides with us working with the city on this space, because we could be in that conversation So we would want to always be like the outsider. I mean, we're providing a service to the city, essential service. But still, I would like for us to be engaged with that so that when the space is available, we do have space there. It's a good place to meet people right here.
Thank
I'd
you,
like to say
President
something.
Davis.
Can I say something?
Sure, talk.
Okay, finally. First of all, when the police move out of the building, there's plenty of space and plenty of room that the police now occupy that could be used for extra offices, for the EDC. And when the city builds a police station, there's all this unused space. Now, we are spending the taxpayer money, and I think we need to be guardians of the taxpayer funds and not spend it unwisely. So when the police move out of the second portion of the building, there's plenty of space back there, and we could utilize that for the EDC or for other offices. There's no need to build another building at the taxpayer's expense.
Well, I think you're missing the point. EDC is paying for the building. The city is not paying for the building.
Mayor.
I think that's what you're missing,
This also
Councilmember.
is a short-term lease. It's like a year
So
to 2
we're not going to
years.
own the building. This is
it's a
an
gap.
interim. Councilmember
Staff
Doucette.
gap.
And do we know when the police station is going to be built? Because when we were at the retreat and the presentation was given, we're still trying to figure out which design we were going to use.
And the funding source.
And there
So-
wasn't a certain date for that building. So right now, we talking about a police station, but a police station and the date hasn't been set. And so we're talking about a future police station that we have no idea when it's going to come, how it's going to look, and where it's going to be. And so we're talking about a police station that's for the future, and we still can't take care of our now. So that's it.
Thank you, President Davis. Councilmember Manuel.
So when the new city manager come in, then he'll let you know all those things.
Yes, ma'am, but he'll be new, and this will all be new information to him, and so it'll be our job to help him get to speed on where we're at too. So it's still going to be a dead horse. Mayor, I ask that we go to the next item, please.
Yes. We can move agenda item number 5 because that's before the EDC. So I will now ask for agenda item number 6. We go to agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, and take possible action approving amendments to the city's mass gathering and sound ordinance to clarify permitting requirements, operation standards, enforcement provisions, and related regulations. We can pull it. Sorry, we're gonna pull it. We're just gonna pull it. We're gonna pull it because that's before the EDC. And then for agenda item number 6, so basically the mass gathering task force have been working over the summer, basically, and with our police department to update our ordinances to ensure that they're not contradicting themselves, and making a more seamless process for events, permitting, parades, mass gatherings, and things of that nature. So, Council, we have prepared an ordinance for your consideration for first reading. I am not expecting an action to be taken today, but I just wanted to get it in front of you all so we can ensure that we know, kind of where our heads at with this, and you all can definitely feel free to offer amendments, suggestions, comments. So when we bring it back up for the next city council meeting, it'll be good and ready to go. I will say that Chief and Lieutenant Whiting have also seen this as well, and been able to offer feedback on it. And then Carla's also going to be offering revisions and feedback as well. So we're looking at ways to move our city forward and codify and clear up some of our laws. And so that's kind of where we at right now. A city secretary.
Yes, Councilwoman Williams, I do apologize because I see you have your hand up. Just really quick, number 5, we said pull it.
Yes, we're
Is
pulling
that
it.
language to remove it, or?
Yes, we're not going to consider it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do you want to entertain a motion?
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we take off agenda item number 5, which is to discuss, consider, and take possible action on approving a partnership with the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation for the Invest Houston publication.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and second. Any unreadiness? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Agenda item number 6, Councilmember Williams.
Mr. Jones, what were your thoughts? Were you on part of the mass gathering committee?
I was in on the preliminary discussions. My thoughts is that the current guidelines that was passed by council some time ago, speaking as a resident, is sufficient. I don't know how it was managed in the past, but as a resident,
That were found by, Kilpatrick?
don't know when it was passed. It's just that
Mr. Jones, you said they were sufficient. You said they were?
yes, and I can only speak to
The old,
last year's homecoming.
okay.
And the chief had to deal with a massive crowd, but me as a resident and where I live, we had no issues.
And Chief, can you also talk about just kind of where we are and kind of what this ordinance does for those who haven't had a chance to read it as well?
Can I ask the question?
Yes, Councilwoman.
So this document right here was amended.
Which one is that one?
This is the one we're trying to work on now.
Right, from.
From the email,
one that-
from the email, yes, sir. From the,
Right,
yes,
right.
sir.
So this document was Mr. Kilpatrick's document
Yes,
originally.
yes.
Okay, and so it was amended from what we implemented last year.
Correct.
And I know from his document, a small example is, for instance, in the previous document, which was approved before, I think, Mr. Kilpatrick's time, he did find the ordinance, though. And that's another conversation because our ordinances are not up to date either. Overall, it didn't express a time of what the sound amplifier could be. It also didn't have a description of what a sound amplifier is as well. So previously, that ordinance basically said, if I have my cell phone speaker loud, that's violation of the ordinance. That's the previous ordinance. Currently, now we have a description of what is a sound amplification device. And so in reality, our ordinance was too bland previously, and it didn't help the PD at all.
Correct.
And it was no help and no assistance to the PD.
True.
True. Okay, so Chief is basically saying to us as well, and he's agreeing that the previous ordinance that we had was not strong enough to help today's society or today's current problems.
Right, and the one that the mayor has put together now, it still need, I guess, fine tuning, both ways. It did have some good points in it, and so.
But moving forward, the party says
Trying to put both of them together.
Yes, sir. So overall, you would still say that currently, and it also didn't speak about alcohol. It didn't speak about the TABC. It didn't speak about having alcohol near schools or churches or places of worship. And so that didn't have that in there. The ordinance also didn't speak about liability, where the insurance comes from. It didn't speak about any of that. And so today, if we don't pass this ordinance, there can be a party tomorrow, and when you shut it down, that's illegally shutting it down because you're telling someone they can have something on their field. And so overall, I think the goal is to create an ordinance that can help us get through today and move forward in the future and obviously make it better. So overall, Chief, you are saying, because I looked at the email, you said that this email, the ordinance is pretty good to go now, overall.
Well, I think still got to be looked over though. Like I said, this is the first draft.
Yeah,
I think it
I
is.
haven't seen
First
this.
draft.
This is the first
Oh, you
time
hadn't
I've
saw it
seen
either?
this.
Yep, it was email. I know it was emailed to us, I think,
Yeah,
last week.
so this is the first draft. So I think it still got to be looked over though.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, and so I also want to say, in making this ordinance as well, I reached out and did some research with some of our counterpart schools, College Station, and looked at their laws. I also looked at Texas State and San Marcos, and I also looked at the city of Lubbock for Texas Tech. And I basically took what those cities have when it concerns parties. Obviously, they have universities, large universities. So I took what they basically had dealing with mass gatherings, events, and I basically tried to figure out a way to fit this in to what it looks like for the city of Prairie View. So that's how we were able to figure out the insurance, finding, making sure that each person has the insurance, the correct insurance amount. Same thing dealing with the like the sound and where that sound is going to be measured at. I definitely agree that Carla also had some feedback as well. Again, this conversation today was just meant for a first reading draft, and then hopefully the next city council meeting we can have something well established, ready to go. But I just kind of want council to know the direction in which we were going to codify and fix some of the language in our laws that kind of do not make sense and are contradicting each other. Councilmember Manuel.
So the sites, who over the sites to tell which site they can use?
That's not part of the ordinance.
No, I'm just asking, who over it to pick the sites that it can be located at?
I believe the party promoters are, and they send us a location, and then we go out and look at those locations.
Are there
Councilmember Williams.
So.
Microphone.
I would say, first time out, yes.
So
That's what I'm saying, it needs to be tabled, it needs to be.
Put the microphone on.
I've looked at it, but I just really hadn't really looked at it.
Okay.
So, and you saying it still needed some changes to it, so, and I don't know what changes the attorney may have. So would it be safe to say we can table this until the next council meeting?
I would say look over it again.
yeah. And there's also permits have been submitted and people are trying to plan to have parties like next weekend or something like that too.
Labor Day
And so
Classic coming
so
up.
if the city don't get on it before today, and next weekend we're gonna be looking crazy. We gotta shut these parties down again because they're happening, and we want to shut them down because we don't want them on a certain field.
I think that,
Hold on, Councilmember James, you're not recognized. Councilmember Doucette still has the floor.
Councilmember James, I'm done.
Councilmember James.
thank you. I think that the previous ordinance should suffice until we work out some of these amendments, because I'm understanding that certain people, some locations, have been barred because of proximity to the university
Yes, sir, that's correct.
and sound limitations.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why I think we need to look at this more.
And that's the only thing that the previous ordinance says, right? It only says something about sound. It doesn't say anything else about safety. It doesn't say anything about traffic. It doesn't say anything about property. It doesn't say anything about alcohol. The only thing that the previous ordinance says is something about a speaker. It doesn't say anything about safety. It doesn't say about how we take care of our residents and make sure people are getting home safe. It doesn't say it doesn't say you need to have insurance. The previous ordinance only talks about sound, not safety. This is a sound and safety ordinance. And so I hope my colleagues care about the safety of the city, and I hope the chief of police, and I know the university police, and I know the city of Prairie View Police cares about the safety of our city. And so again, next weekend, they're planning to do stuff which can make the city unsafe if the city doesn't prioritize safety, because this policy is for safety and not just sound. And so I hope that we care about the safety of our city as much as we care about everything else that we care about.
And then also, this ordinance also indemnifies the city from lawsuits as well. That language also is listed in this ordinance to protect the city from potential lawsuits, something that was not in the previous ordinance that I added in this ordinance. Councilmember
Attorney,
Williams.
Carla, what are your thoughts? What have you said about this document? Because if Chief is saying it still needs to be reviewed, looked at, then we need to follow that to see what else needs to either be added or amended. And I understand the Labor Day Classic is coming up, but we also got to understand we still do have a city to protect. You're absolutely positively correct. And that's the one good thing that our officers have worked their butt off to do every time there's been something that has gone on, especially a football game or a party, and that didn't happen. So from as far as I'm concerned, the party promoters should take into consideration, let the city do what they need to do in order to make sure what directives we're given are correct directives, so nobody can come back and say, well, y'all didn't say that last week. That ain't what you said 2 weeks ago. So we need this document to be tried and true and implemented from that point on, so that all the party promoters know the same exact thing. They know what the city expects, and they know what the city government expects. Not to just rush and put this in place because we're afraid that they're gonna have parties. Well, if they're gonna have parties, then our police, along with Waller County and Waller and everybody else, do their job of what they have to do.
And I also want to say we've been in communication with the event promoters as well. So we've had meetings with them. We've been engaged with them in this process as well. So they are looking to get this ordinance codified as well. Because so this is not something that they've been working with us. They have been patient with us actually. So they have been on their part doing what they needed to do to ensure that they're being responsible on that end. Attorney Aguero.
What is the question for me?
I didn't ask. Councilmember
It
Williams?
was said that you looked at the document, so I just wanted to know your thoughts about the document.
Yeah, so my view is that this is a significant policy change, and I want to follow the mayor's recommendation that we have this as a first read and that we actually adopt an ordinance at the next city council meeting, once everyone has had a chance to review it, properly revise it, because it is a significant thing for a council to adopt a ordinance. If there needs to be direction on a policy to govern what will happen in the next week and a half or two, then by all means, that needs to move forward. But the adoption of the ordinance, I agree, needs to be done at the next city council meeting.
And I wanted to ask if since we're going to be looking at this and amending it possibly, can it be somewhere in there for, or it might not have to be in there, when the new city manager comes, that if he wants to amend this document in any kind of way, he has the right to do so.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just want to clarify.
I mean, he can always do that. I mean, that's.
So sorry, just to clarify, ordinances are not modified by city managers. They are implemented and modified by councils.
Yes, ma'am, I
So
understand that, but
the
I'm
city
saying
manager
The city
would,
manager, the mayor doesn't have anything to do with parties.
But it's a policy.
The test-
It's a policy, and the mayor does have something to do with policy, just like you do. I'm just saying, if we want to be, I just want to make sure that we're being correct when we
Could I
speak.
finish?
Okay, you can finish, council member. Okay.
all I-
And I just want to make sure we're being truthful.
The process that we have been using before this administration was that the mayor had nothing to do with the mass parties, is all I was trying to fucking say.
Mayor,
That's all I was trying to say. I wasn't excluding you. I wasn't trying to look over you. All I'm saying is we've been operating, if that's the case, the wrong way. And that's how we've been operating, that the mayor didn't have anything to do with mass parties. It was strictly the chief and the city manager. That's why I said what I said.
and Councilwoman Williams.
I'm confused on how I have anything to do with it now. Councilmember Doucette, you're recognized.
so, because we're not about to vote on it tonight, so we're not about to talk about it for the next 10 minutes. This is how it works. This is an ordinance that is passed by the city council. Every member up here, excluding the mayor, since you don't have the actual vote itself, we vote on these ordinances. We allow the city manager to implement these ordinances. We don't tell the city manager, you tell us what you want to recommend. And also, once we get an amendments on these documents, can we start putting the red lines on what we're taking out and what we're changing? But again, the council has decided to review this and approve it on September 14th. And so I will hope that we actually go review this, because again, we looked at it with the modular buildings, we had it for 2 months and we never looked over it and we didn't approve it tonight. And so we're basically saying tonight that we're gonna stop, we're gonna take our time off and we're gonna look into this on our own with our recommendations for September 14th. And so for the record, the council is going to agree pretty shortly to make amendments to this and to review it in September. Hopefully on September 14th, we have a result of what the council wants to see policy implemented, since we're deciding obviously not to pass it tonight. And I don't think we should rush policy. We should never rush policy. But I would like to see a comparison from old versus new with red lines about what are we changing and what are we adding with green, like something like that makes it more easier. Because it is a lot of words, it's a lot of documents, but we don't just hire a city manager and say, oh yeah, you tell us what policy changes you want us to make.
Thank you, Councilmember Doucette. Councilmember James.
I move that we table action regarding the approving amendments to the city's mass gathering and sound ordinance to clarify permit requirements, operation standards, enforcement provisions, and related regulations.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion has been tabled. Agenda item has been tabled. Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take possible action regarding the removal of a member of the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation to ensure compliance with the state mandated board membership limit. Council, I will ask that we go into I would ask that this item be moved to executive session.
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we take item number 7, discuss, consider, and take possible action regarding the removal of a member of the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation Board to ensure compliance with the state mandate board membership limit to executive session at the end of the meeting. Motion dies. Oh,
It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
aye.
All those opposed have the same right.
Nay.
Motion passes. Agenda item, no, we already did 10. Agenda item number 11, discuss receive an update to take possible action to assist with the water line situation with the Richard family. Councilmember James.
Yes. Could Charles come up to the?
Can you cut your microphone on?
Can you come to the microphone?
Could you cut your microphone on?
Oh, yes. Can you please come up and speak about this situation?
Good evening.
We've discussed this several times, and I've talked to several people in City Hall concerning this situation, and I think that we're on the road to getting it taken care of, and I'm hoping I have a definite answer next week or so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If there's anything that you need from, go ahead, Mr. Jones.
We've discussed this with Mr. Richard. There's 400 feet of line that's going to have to be replaced. Under a previous administration, I don't know when it was, Public Works put that line in, and they put it in the ditch. And TxDOT said it was put in the wrong place. So they had to shut it down. It's not operable now. To make it work, we have to move it up on the bank of the ditch opposite the road to be legal by TxDOT. So we are looking to do that. It probably will be in the next budget cycle because it's a significant cost to the city to move that. And I'd recommend it's a cost to the city because the city will want to put that thing in the ditch. So we'll keep you updated as we move along on that.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. You got a question?
Yeah. So he's saying the next budget cycle, which is up to like September of approval.
September 31.
But I don't think that means it'll get done that day. But I do think that we should ensure that you have constant communication with the city admin team, and that's when you come to council. So like if the city staff is not responding back to you in time, if the city administration is not giving you a direct answer, and then you let the council know, we can make sure that the council or that the administration is responding to you on time. So that way you don't have to sit here for 4 hours before it's time to discuss your property. I would like for you to come on a Monday or whatever day it may be, and they assist you. The council job is for us to make sure that we hold them accountable to helping you with your situation. Not for us to have to put you on the agenda so you can sit here for us to discuss it. But overall, our job should be to hold city admin responsible to make sure that the things that on your property that you need done is happening. And so, I mean, none of us has the the power to say we need to put this water line there, but we do have the power to work with the city manager's team to get recommendations about when that can be. And so I do hope that you can connect with Mr. Jones so he can give you the actual timeline of when that can be.
Because the thing is, the water line has already been put in, it's just put in incorrect.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll make sure that Mr. Jones follows up with you, and we'll go from there. Thank you, Mr. Richard. Thank you, Councilmember James,
Thank you,
for
sir.
placing this on the agenda. We'll make sure that we do our due diligence on that end. Agenda item number 12, discuss the recent citizens' concerns about the proliferation of flock cameras in the city of Prairie View and fears about police surveillance. Councilmember James.
Yes.
Can you get your microphone on?
There have been many community members who expressed their dismay at the number of flock cameras, especially on, I believe, was it Sandra Bland University, in front of the campus, and they are concerned about privacy and police surveillance. It's just discussion, and I'd like to hear citizens' concerns if they want flock cameras to be in the city. There's been a lot of discussion lately that there's been a lot of misuse with flock cameras. So I'm just putting put this on the agenda to let the citizens know that we do hear their concerns and we'd like to hear their feedback. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember James, and I encourage any citizen if they have any questions about anything to make that comment during citizens' comments. Thankfully, this item was on the agenda, and we did not hear from not one citizen. So I'm glad to know that is something that is really pressing on the minds of the hearts of the people of Prairie View. Go ahead, Councilmember. Go ahead, Lieutenant.
Mayor and council, just for information, the City of Prairie View Police Department does not operate any flock cameras. So to prevent a whole bunch of calls from coming into your office, we do not have flock cameras. Okay.
Mayor.
Who owns those
Mayor.
flock cameras?
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Councilmember Doucette.
So today we received a report from the PD in our mailboxes, which literally stated that the PD doesn't have any flock cameras. As well, also, when you go down University Drive in the median, there are solar panels. And I did see one flock camera, we spoke, I said I seen one flock camera off campus. The property where the flock camera is placed is not our property. It's a state property, and I believe it's the university flock camera. But again, I do think we should not be taking advantage of our citizens. Every comment has been that the citizens want this, the citizens want that. And our citizens are very vocal, and our citizens tell us when something needs to change. But we did sit at a town hall meeting, maybe the very first meeting of our very first town hall. I think it was the mayor's town hall. And the citizens were there. I know Councilmember Emanuel, we were there at the town hall. And the reply from the citizens that we're moving in the right direction, but we have to continue working together. And it looks like every time someone has a certain agenda item or things that they want to get done, they blame it on a citizen. We can't keep doing that. Our citizens are very vocal about the things they want, and I will hope that they continue to do that because I don't want to. We work for the citizens, but we can't use the citizens to our advantage and say, "Oh, the citizen said this," when we don't have to say what citizens said it, but what citizens are saying this. And so we have to. We do have to be more direct about which community we're talking about, which subdivision is complaining, which area is complaining, because that tracks our progress. What if a citizen in Alta Vista I know there's citizens in Alta Vista that call me every day. They want an intersection to go out from the gate so that way you don't have to go through the property. That's a certain request from a citizen in a certain subdivision. But a citizen in Prairie Hills might not want the same thing as what they want in Alta Vista. So how can we track the progress of what we're doing if we're just saying every citizen wants to do this, every citizen wants to do that?
I didn't say every citizen.
Hold on a second, Councilman.
No, I'm in agreement with the flock camera situation, so I'm not disagreeing with you. But the city did say in their report that we have in our mailboxes that the city doesn't even own any flock cameras. So, yeah.
Councilman Manuel, did you have something? I saw your hand.
Well, Councilman James.
Oh, I just wanted a discussion. Since the city does not own any flock cameras, who owns the flock cameras? I'd like to know that.
Anything else on agenda item number 12? All right, we'll now move on to agenda item number 13. discussion regarding the mayor's use of the city-owned vehicle due to failure to adhere to city policies governing authorized usage. Councilmember Reed.
I brought this has come to my attention from several concerned citizens. I've received phone calls. We've had discussions in executive session. And the overall consensus is that the mayor is overusing the vehicle and not adhering to any policies or procedures. So that's where we are with this. So, you have something to say?
No, wait till you finish.
Okay, I move that the keys to the city vehicle be returned to the city manager and driving privileges suspended until further notice.
Second, I moved to second that.
Attorney Aguero, could you provide us the legal on this agenda item and the how it's written and the action behind it?
I believe you're referring to the fact that it's not an action item, that it's simply listed as a discussion item. And so no action has been noticed to the public on this issue.
Thank you, Attorney Aguero, so no action will be taken. Agenda item number 14, discuss the city's financial, already did that. Agenda item number 15, discuss, take possible action regarding establishing policies governing city social media usage. Councilmember Doucette. Councilmember Doucette.
Wait. So
We have moved,
skip over that?
we have moved on to the agenda,
No, but you,
Councilmember, you're
We
out of
getting
order.
on this- now you out of
Councilmember, you're
order.
out of order.
'Cause you can't keep-
Councilmember, this is your first warning that you are out of order.
You can't keep doing
Councilmember,
that.
this is your first warning that you are out of order. We are on agenda item 13. Discuss, consider, take action. Sorry, we're on agenda item number 15. Sorry, discuss and take action regarding establishing policies governing city social media usage. Councilmember Doucette.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not going to be interrupted. Okay. Attorney Aguero, I know we discussed this policy. I didn't get a chance to get back to you so that we can create an ordinance for it itself. And so would you recommend that we continue, that we wait until you produce that policy, written, the draft, and then we approve it? Would you recommend that, or we can still obviously take action and we can still draft something?
I have a draft of it,
Okay.
but you're welcome to lay out the reasoning for this, or I'm able to provide that reasoning as well.
Yeah, I can do
as the
brief.
council
Yeah, I can do
considers
brief.
this
I can do
issue.
briefly. I know that the city does own does have social media pages. Overall, that was owned by former Mayor Allen. I know that you stated that you created the Facebook page that said the City of Prairie View, and overall at that time the page had a city's logo, which showed that it was a reflection of the city. At that time too, there was information posted, information removed that had the city logo. When the administration reached out to former Mayor Allen, he said, you know, it's my page, I owned it, I paid for it, and he removed the logo. And so overall, that's fine. I think that's fine. I just think to prevent everything else from the future of people impersonating or using the city's name as they speak for the city, we should have a policy. So overall, this policy is to make sure that no one could just create anything that says the City of Prairie View and to speak on behalf of the city when they're not elected official of the city. And so overall, this is just to protect the city's brand, especially when it comes to impersonation of the city seal, of using the city's name, any of that. So overall, this is to protect the city from being liable for information that doesn't come directly from the city, because I've seen that happen since we've been here, and I want to make sure that it doesn't continue to happen. So that is the purpose of this, is just to establish rules that no one could just make a Facebook page or make an Instagram or make any social media page using the city's name and speaking on behalf of us when they're not us. And so overall, when the letter was posted from the council, it had the city logo on it and it said the City of Prairie View. And no one from the city posted it, but a community member posted it. And so it reflects that the city posted this information, which was inaccurate. And so we should be protecting the brand of our city for the people that work, live, and the elected officials of the city. And so overall, this is to create rules that we never had that will stop and prevent anything like that again happening in the future.
An ordinance that resolution that I 100%. So I guess when you have the draft, we can circulate it and we can take action on that the next meeting. But one that I 100% support. Did you have something you wanted to add to it?
If I may, it's to clarify the purpose here. It is for the City of Prairie View to recognize what its official social media accounts are.
Yes.
And to have that recognized by resolution. and for there to be asserted ownership over those specific accounts.
Yes.
But under essentially a freedom of speech analysis, and people will continue to make statements about the city. There are certain ways that we can, there are certain ways that the city can take action to prevent certain things, improper impersonations, improper use of your logo, that sort of thing can be pursued through, frankly, private lawsuits. But the purpose here is to have the city recognize which accounts are the official city's accounts and to establish policies for how they're going to be used, by whom, including how they're going to be turned over from one administration to another so that the city maintains ownership of those accounts.
Yes, thank you for that clarification.
Anything else addition on agenda item number 15? Hearing none, we move on to agenda item 16, discuss and take action regarding consolidation and publication of all current city ordinances. Councilmember Doucette.
Yes, so since I've been around here elected in office, the city website ordinances is not in alignment with what's probably current and what's accurate. If you go to, sometimes I know we had employees that can pull out a city book and there's new ordinances that we never knew about and we don't know where those are. And so overall, this item on the agenda is to work with the company that we've been using to consolidate all of our ordinances to one, so that way everything that's on the website is accurate. Some things on the website hasn't been updated since before COVID, and it might not be accurate today because something amendment was made and wasn't passed. So overall, this agenda item is to consolidate and to approve of us consolidating our ordinances so citizens know where to go for things that's accurate information. So right now, the ordinances that's on our website is inaccurate information. Just for another example, we had the vehicle policy. The policy was already online, but it wasn't signed, meaning it was inaccurate, but it's already online. And so we run into those situations over and over again because we can't keep just pulling out of ordinances out of the blue, and this is a new ordinance. So overall, this is to consolidate our ordinances and put everything in one. And Mr. Jones, I think, are you familiar with like the company that normally did that for the city, or if any councilman may know, like?
Yes, sir, I am. I believe the company we call Hamilton Publishing.
Yes.
We had all ordinances. Now, this go way back, probably now over 10 years. They took all of our ordinances and brought them up to date per the state and federal codes. And as new ordinance was updated either by council or state requirement, they would keep our ordinances updated. It's been a long time since I recall it was last done. It might have been done in my absence, but Hamilton Publishing updated them before. I want to say this was around 2015, 2016.
Yes, sir. Have you heard of I think the books that we have in the front is like Franklin Legal Publishing, or the Councilman Williams. Do you know anything about like the ordinances and like who put them on the website and like how they're organized? No? So I just overall don't want to keep operating as an elected official with irregular ordinances. And I
would suspect those codes that are on the website now was transitioned from many years of use, and they do need updating, with just my recommendation.
Yes, agreed. We can get with our code enforcer and making sure that we got that. I appreciate Councilmember Doucette for.
So I do want to take action so that way we can start moving to consolidate these documents. So I move that we take action regarding the consolidation and publication of all current city ordinances.
Second that.
It's been properly moved in second. Any on readiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. We will now move on to council reports. Councilmember Manuel, you're recognized.
I thank the citizen for coming out and the one that's watching. On my report, I'm kind of concerned about when did we hire Attorney Ghetto as the city attorney? That's on my report. When did we hire you as city attorney?
That's your report?
That's on my report.
Okay, this isn't a Q&A, so it's just an opportunity for you to talk to citizens, but this isn't a Q&A. You get a limited time. The time belongs to you, but it's not a Q&A.
Well, I still
I-
want to know that.
Okay, but the time belongs to Councilmember Manuel, not Councilmember James, okay?
Well, that's what I want to know in my report, is who hired her to be the city, who hired you to be the city attorney for the city of Prairie
Didn't we
View?
vote for her?
Okay, hold on just a second. The time belongs to only Councilmember Manuel, and the only person authorized to speak during this time is Councilmember Manuel. Okay. Councilmember Reed, are you recognized?
Yes, this evening, I'm a little upset by my item number 13. I'm upset about the whole process. First of all, I think our council comments should be moved to the front of the meeting. Second of all, my item was reworded, therefore, the take action was slight. And it's my fault that I didn't recognize it until tonight. But the mayor knows, the council knows, the attorney knows, and the city manager knows that I was having this action taken to get the keys from the mayor due to his failure to repeatedly not adhere to our policies, our procedures, our rules, our regulations. But he was very concerned on number 15 about the rules and how the city is perceived. He wants to be perceived as he has a city vehicle, which he does not. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Reed. Councilmember James, you're recognized.
Wait a minute, excuse me.
Hold on, Councilmember James,
I need
Councilmember
you to
James,
answer
Councilmember
my-
Manuel. Councilmember James is recognized. We are in councilmember reports, and the time belongs to Councilmember James. Councilmember James, you are recognized.
As far as I know, we never hired Carla Agueto as our city attorney. As far as I know, we never did that. And I believe we hired her as the special legal counsel, but not as a city attorney. And so that needs to be looked at. I have always complained that my agenda items get taken off and removed by the mayor or legal counsel, or some reason why my agenda items never get on the agenda. This is a really serious problem. This has been going on for months now. And I have 13 agenda items here that never got put on the agenda. And it's ridiculous because it's not supposed to happen this way. And I'm going to be talking to some other people about this to make sure that my agenda items get on the next agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember James. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Williams, no report. Councilmember Doucette.
Yes, don't have much, but it has been a pleasure to continue to serve the city, showing up on the everyday concerns on behalf of our city. I know that last week, was this last week? Maybe 2 days ago, I think we had the pleasure of going to campus for Hillfest, myself, the mayor, Councilmember Reed. It was really good of all of us seeing their communion together, being with the university community. So thank you for showing up and even doing that part too, a part of the city. So it felt really good it feels good to constantly work with my colleagues outside of City Hall, outside of this dais, and see us do the work of our citizens and our residents. I really appreciate when we continue to show up. So, I mean, it was like heartwarming to just even see you out there chilling with Miss Reed, and we talking under the shade, and so that feels really good. And so overall, that's my report, and it's been an honor to continue to serve on this council. So thank y'all for that.
Thank you, Councilmember Doucette. We will now move on to the mayor's report. And I can say that the mayor's office, the time belongs to the mayor at this time. So I can say that the mayor's office has been hard at work, working to move the progress on the needs of the cities forward. So just to kind of run down some things that I've done. So continued active recruitment of new retail restaurants and services and amenities for the city of Prairie View. So last week, I had an opportunity to have a meeting with the Houston Food Bank. That meeting, it was supposed to turn into a meeting. It was just a meeting about trying to get some food to PV. That meeting then turned into me basically volunteering all day. And we were just talking about different opportunities on how PV can benefit from that. So we're looking at bringing that relationship back to the city of Prairie View so our residents are able to benefit from the Houston Food Bank. They are a benefactor of the Houston Food Bank, so we just want to make sure that our people are actually getting that. We also initiated conversations to potentially get a gym in the city with Planet Fitness, with Human Fitness Partners. So we're looking at that potentially. So I'm really excited about that. I got that idea from our city secretary. It's something that I have been actively working on. So I was able to make contact with somebody last week on that. We had a meeting scheduled for today. So we're going to be looking, active communications and partnerships to potentially bring a Planet Fitness to the city of Prairie View. So I'm super excited about that. More to come potentially. As Councilmember Doucette stated, we went to Hillfest, how to celebrate 150 years of the university. It was a great time. It was super hot. Shout out to LT who was out there with us and weathered that storm in that uniform, but it was super hot. But it was so enjoyable just to see all the freshmen. It was crazy because, it's 2030. Is what the 2030 is the freshman class that is coming in. They had the pinning ceremony, and I graduated in 2020. So, and 10 years ago, I'm over here thinking in my head like, sheesh, this was me. Like, so it's just, to be seen in real time, full circle moment. It was really good. I'm going to continue to emphasize, the needs of our city and our residents. We're happy about the 150th. I already kind of said that. The continued coordination between the EDC and athletic sponsorship. So EDC approved a huge athletic sponsorship with the Prairie View Athletic Department. We're super excited about that, a way for the city of Prairie View to invest directly back into PVA athletics. Continued coordination surrounding the Waller County Road Improvement Project. So we're currently, that interlocal agreement, my office as well, Commissioner Jones, we are going to do a groundbreaking on the 4 roads. So my office will be in contact with every member of this council to invite them to that. As well, county official, we're gonna make that a joint county-city event, groundbreaking this major $1 million infrastructure project that's happening into our city. So we're super excited about that, and we're, about just the process of that, what that entails. We're going to continue to working on our city's water tower branding design. We did kind of run into little stumps. They kind of want us a little bit more money. So Chris is kind of working on that with us. Continued discussions around developing infrastructure capacity and the future growth were a major problem for the city. So we're going to continue working towards that. So as far as like city operations, I'm obviously working with Brooke to kind of streamline our public information, city secretary, our public information process. Also working with Brianna on our permit side and kind of using some of our systems. We have Jot Form, I kind of mentioned it last at our previous meeting. And basically that allows us to allow some of these workflows. A lot of citizens are wondering, when am I going to get messages, when I'm going to get feedback? So we have automations and things like that happening to make sure that y'all are aware of what's happening, when it's happening, so we can get that information out to you all. We're looking at implementing that potentially into our code enforcement as well. So when a citizen reports a code enforcement violation, it immediately gets tracked and gets sent directly to Colin so he can get on that directly. So we're working on things on the city side that we're looking to roll out. We're super excited for. We are currently in budget season, as you all aware. One of my biggest things is making sure that we're pay parity and things of that nature. So we're going to continue that. And then finally, I know I've said a lot tonight. I'm kind of long-winded. It's just so much been happening. A lot of meetings, attending a lot of meetings with our stakeholders and things of that nature. I actually just traveled back in today from Atlanta, where I had the opportunity to attend the World Conference of Black Mayors. It was super great, super exciting. It was always a pleasure and honor to represent the good people of Prairie View, gain the relationships, the connections, and figure out how we can come back to this city and build on all of that. So we have a lot of work that we're getting done. I mean, I didn't even get to get onto all of my lists because I want to save you some of the time, but we have a lot of work to get done, a lot of work to get done. And I'm going to take every member of this council to help me get us across that finish line. So it's a privilege and an honor to serve the people of Prairie View. And I thank you all as well for your continued service and dedication to our city as well. So that's all that I have with my report. Seeing that we are now at the end of the mayor's report, we will now move to executive session.
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we take item 7, including the items on executive session, to executive session.
It's been properly moved that we go into executive session. Is there a second? It's been properly moved and second. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. The time is now 8:28 p.m. and the city council is convening an executive session. If we will not see you all before we come out. We will thank you all for joining us for our regular city council meeting, and we will see you all next time. But we are going to executive session.
Do you know what happened to my paycheck? Thank you.
We're gonna go into executive session. Did you see my text message though? I said, is it okay if I come by after the meeting? Where you at? Yeah, I just need a smoke and a drink. All right.
Trying to work it, man. Trying to work it.
So I need to stop.
I did. It was great.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Okay.
I was waiting around. You see, they tell me. Okay.
Your chick should be in the box.
blank check, Mike.
Huh? I did not write a blank check.
What? And it is cold in here. Gotta write a blank check for that too. The time is now 9:21. The City Council of the City of Prairie View has reconvened from executive session. Ms. Jeffrey, when you get a chance, can you please certify the quorum?
Councilmember Emanuel,
Present.
Councilmember Reed,
Present.
Councilmember James,
Present.
Councilmember Williams,
Here.
Councilmember Doucette.
Present.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. We will now move on. We will now move to our agenda of the items that we discussed in the executive session. So we will start with agenda item number 7, I believe that was. I'm trying to find it. I have a lot of agenda item number 7, which was discuss, consider, and take possible action regarding the removal of a member of the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation Board. Prairie View Economic. Economic Corporation. Sorry, lost my train of thought here. Discuss and consider and take possible action regarding the removal of a member of the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation Board to ensure compliance with the state mandated board membership limit. Council, what's your pleasure on agenda item number 7?
I move that to comply with the requirements that it's only 7 members on the board, so we remove the 8th person, which would be, and who would that be? Colin Johnson? Is that who we're going to remove? Colin Johnson? Remove one person, either Colin Johnson or, no, just, that's it? Okay.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any in readiness?
Yes.
Councilor Emanuel.
We'll need to speak to both of them and see what's going on with them before we remove anybody.
I think there's a time we gotta be in compliance with what the law says about this, so we really
Well,
don't
do you have it
that.
in writing?
We don't have that luxury of having time. We need to be making sure we're not violating the law, and right now we are. And so he was the last person put on. It's not a bad thing or anything. We just gotta remove the 8th person that we put on there. That's all we're doing.
Because the board is only 7 members.
Call for
Yeah,
question.
but he doesn't have to come out.
Call for
We
question,
need to find
Mayor.
out what's going on with her.
Oh.
Because he does a good job because I have sat in here, so I don't see why he should be removed.
Mayor, call for the question.
Questions called.
Yes. Before we select a name, I think we need to talk to the president, get who came on and when, what everybody's current standard is, and then make a selection about which name.
I agree. I agree with that.
Call for the question, Mayor.
Questions called.
We are we're violating a law. We can't just sit up here and continue to violate a law. We have to have 7 people on this committee. We can't have 8.
Call for the
Call for questions. Questions call. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion passes. Agenda item number. Sorry, we were in executive session. Executive session agenda item number 1, discuss council meeting governance ethics. We already did that in executive session. So agenda item number 2, discuss and take possible action on city manager transition. Councilmember Doucette.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So overall, these agenda items is to help better govern the council, and so that way we can be ethical upon the dais. So for executive item number 2, I move that we take action on extending this for the city manager transition, extend Mr. Carl Jones as an admin consultant to the city manager through December 31st.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded that we extend Mr. Carl Jones through contract through December 31st. Is there any unreadiness?
Just for the privilege, just to make sure that the record is reflecting as an admin consultant to the city manager.
Admin and consultant for the city of Prairie View. Hold on, I was just about to ask. I would ask council to correct an injustice in his pay. I do feel like that he was, it was an injustice on his pay, so I would ask council to consider that when extending his contract, because he is, again, agreeing to stay with us. So I do ask council to correct an injustice in his pay if we are going to ask him to stay on.
Yes, and I also like to know that once we have the new city manager in place, Carl Jones, is going to be assisting the new city manager.
Yes.
When he needs assistance, correct?
Yes.
Is that what you're going to be
So I'd like
hired
to
for?
remake the motion.
Go ahead, Councilman Doucette.
I move that we extend Mr. Carl Jones' contract through December 31st as an admin consultant to the city manager.
Second that.
Could you also include an increase to his pay? No. Okay.
Let us, the second here, Councilmember James seconded.
I just seconded.
I think the pay shouldn't be discussed tonight. That should be something that discussed with Mr. Jones and Mr. JJ so we can get an understanding of it. And then put it on the next agenda.
Call for the question.
Question is called. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Council, is there any leftover business? Hearing none, I'll ask for an adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great night. The City Council of the City of Prairie View is hereby adjourned. Have a great night, folks.